Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's been crazy, crazy, crazy. We got a lot to keep up with, don't we? So, talking about Harmony today, I think there's a lot more in her case to discuss. I understand that it's a murder investigation now, but there's some other things I want to go through. And I want to talk about the statement that was released by CPS in Massachusetts and see what you guys think because, well, you're awesome to chat with. Let's see who's in here. Super Creeper Star, hello. Jordan, hello. Big T, what's up? Aggie, Lauren. Good morning, my favorite YouTube true crime family. Exactly. Hello, Chris. Hi, preschool granny. Fun to ski was having a storm yesterday. We had extreme winds and rain so bad that our 5.5 inch gutters could not handle water was coming in through the patio door. Dang, girl. I hate when it floods like that. Now, right now, here it's about 86. And I have like the screen door and stuff like that open because I'm just so damn tired of air conditioning. It will be up close to a little bit over 100 today, but tomorrow will be like Christmas time because it's only going to be a high of 85. And I mean it. I might break out the Christmas tree. I'm so ready for a break in this. It's ridiculous. Lisa Irwin, hello. Let's see. I thought I missed something. How are you getting all that water cleaned up, Fun to Ski? Hello, Wolf Cat. How are you? Gaelic Girl, good morning. Hi, Uli. Hi, Kamari. Spicy Lady. Love that name. November Day. Lisa. There's new member Diane Bozen. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Petunia, Tamara, Misty. Card Designs. I'm just going to call you Card Designs. I can't pronounce that. I got your email. And my son is getting married next year, and I was going to talk to you about some cards for invitations for a party. So I was very happy you reached out. Juicy Tequila Bobo skipped town on us. She said she's back from North Carolina. Thank goodness. You know I was getting ready to track you down. Hello, Keldis. Hello, East Coast Mama. Mary made it. Hillbilly Tech. Wake and Bake. If I miss anybody, can't miss Jar of Dirt, can't miss Sky Blue Moon, Strife, Carla, hope everyone's having a good day and got through our Monday okay. So in every case, I always beat the dead horse and talk about the beginning. Now, of course, on the Kylie Rodney case, I'm having some issues because we are at the beginning. And I really haven't had time to keep caught up on everything that law enforcement's saying. Yeah, we play it on the show and I write down a few notes, but to really, really, really look at what they're saying. So I'm going to really get into that this weekend, I hope. The problem with Harmony's case is we don't know where the beginning is. We know the beginning of the case, I guess, per se, 2021, when we heard Harmony Montgomery is missing from a little town in New Hampshire. But we don't really know when the murder occurred. And I hate saying that. We were first told end of October, then November. And then I think because of Stepmeth's mom is where we got the timeline from the 30th of November, 2019, through the first week of December. So and even that, we don't know. So we're going to try to piece it together as much as we can, because I'm really afraid that since now they've said it's a murder investigation, that people are going to give up on the case. And I hope not, because I think Harmony's case will be a landmark case for other missing children. Little Harmony, I cannot see really any joy in her life. I see some pictures where she's cheesing for the camera and she's absolutely adorable and breaks your heart. She had a rough go of it. She was dealt a bad hand of cards from birth. 2 addicted parents, foster homes, separated from her brother, given back to Teardrop, and now here we are. She was murdered. She was murdered. Jailbird, violent father. And for anyone that's new here, Teardrop and Stepmeth are her father and stepmother, Adam Montgomery and Kayla Montgomery. I'm really not trying to be funny with these nicknames I give people. In this case here, I don't want to insult anyone named Adam, and I don't want to insult anyone named Kayla. So I just call them Teardrop and Stepmeth. Oh, it's awful. Hey, Eddie, where you been? I saw you in the Kylie chat last night. Dina. It kills me, this girl and Summer, 2 girls with no chance for any good life. Yeah. And of course, we talk about Summer Wells very frequently. And just yesterday, we talked about how we're 14 months in. In that case, law enforcement, they're trying to size up 4 hours of the afternoon of June 15th, 2021. They've got the day. They've got roughly a timeline. Early afternoon. Candace calls it 6:30. Look at Harmony's timeline. My hat is off. Props go to the law enforcement handling Harmony's case. I still want to know, we're going to discuss that, who tipped them off to the apartment. They have been digging around the rent house that those idiots were squatting in, not Harmony, but Teardrop and Stepmeth. I want to know who tipped them off to that apartment. See what you guys think about a few comments we got on that. Hang on, catching up with chat. Axeman gang arrests the father. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure this out. Well, he's in jail, but not for anything connected with Harmony's murder. I think they're gonna file charges soon. I don't think they want to start the clock. He's already sitting there. They're just gonna dig up everything they can. They wouldn't have switched it from a missing child investigation to a homicide investigation without something. CPS, I think, should be sued, and I think the money should go directly to Harmony's little brother, Jameson. I do not think that Crystal, that's her mother, her biological mother, should get a dime of it. Certainly don't think Kayla should. Stepmeth, think it should go directly to Jameson. I do think Harmony, I think she's going to change a lot of laws. Let's see what our friend Susan is doing. Good morning, Susan.
Good morning. It's not a very good morning, though, is it?
Harmony. Oh, not for Harmony. Harmony she's in a much, much better place. She is in a place that neither Teardrop or Stepmeth will ever see.
That's probably true. I just can't, just her little face just breaks my heart.
Yeah, I barely could get through the show last Thursday. It breaks my heart. And the lack of concern for her.
Absolutely.
Lack of concern. I'll never understand. Nobody wants to get in anyone's business. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to jump in the mud, except for Sammy Smith in the Kylie Rodney case or Jody Sue Brown in the Summer case. People don't really want to get into other people's business. But when you see a child abused, neglected, especially when you were an eyewitness to a crime, but you don't want to make any waves, explain that to me.
I know, I don't get it. I don't get it. And family services, CPS, whatever you call them, that's their business. And the judge, that's his business. They were in it. You're not going to tell me they didn't see that teardrop on his face and not put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would love to know who this neighbor is that I want to say it wasn't January, February. I was digging and digging and digging for the article. Ugh. It's probably on my other computer. I probably have the link saved there that said that Adam was actually a doting father. Like, get the
Yeah,
hell
right.
out of town.
Oh, that's almost funny. It's disgusting. A doting father.
Yeah, Teardrop was a doting father. And I'm just like, okay, look, the sun shines on a dog's ass every now and then. So just because he was playing nice in front of you, you
Yeah,
don't come out and tell the Boston Globe, I thought he was a doting father.
yeah. Doting fathers don't make their daughters clean the toilet with their toothbrush. They don't punch them in the eye.
No, they don't. Mm-mm. A lot of people have been talking about a little girl named Everly George. I have seen one article about it, and I can't, that's all I have found on it. Does anybody have any links to any other newspapers? Because I'm not doubting this situation's going on at all. I'm trying to find more info on it because it was brought up in chat last week. We were doing the Kylie Rodney case. Amy just brought it up. So if anybody could email me, cll72020@gmail.com. I mean, whatever links you have on Everly George, because it seems, if what I'm hearing is correct, and I believe everybody that's in this community, some of them, that the same thing could happen to another child. Oh, thank you, Jar of Dirt. Yep, exactly. Justice for Harmony. Thank you for the super sticker. Diane, oh my God, this really kills me. I always wanted a baby, but God had other plans for me. And these horrible people, you know, so many people say the same thing. A girl that I worked with, not going to say her name, it was a few years ago, here in Tulsa, she borrowed almost like, I want to say like $10,000 to go to this clinic in St. Louis to have in vitro done. And they harvested all of these babies. And she had to stay at this hotel for like the hotel she picked up. I mean, it wasn't like they told her where to go. I want to say, gosh, like a week or two. Like she couldn't get up except like to pee and stuff like that. She had to be really, really careful. She lost every one of those.
Ah, that's so sad.
Uh-huh. She was devastated. I've seen a lot of people cry. She was devastated, just devastated. And then you see people like Teardrop,
Like
like,
Candace.
like Candace, like Dawn, Crystal Sorry.
Pumping them out like nothing
Uh-huh.
and mistreating them. Children, they're gifts from God. And I don't understand people. I don't. There's no value for life.
Anna said, can someone tell me Harmony's story briefly? She went missing in 2019. In 2021, her biological mother, who had not seen her since like 2018, sent an email to the mayor of Manchester, New Hampshire, saying that she had not been seen in all this time. CPS is called to the carpet in New Hampshire. CPS is called to the carpet in Massachusetts because there was no interstate compact. Teardrop gets custody of Harmony, moves to New Hampshire, and there was no follow-up to how she was being cared for. And well, we know how she was being cared for because we now have a murder investigation on our hands. And the only person that was looking for or missing Harmony in the 2 years was her little brother Jameson. And they can't do anything to the judge. I've asked and asked and asked because he retired.
He's already retired.
I agree. I got a jar of dirt. There are some people that should not be allowed eat their own children. Sorry, they shouldn't.
Nope.
They should not. They should not. There's no ownership of a child. It's ridiculous. So to speed everybody up, those that missed it on Thursday or didn't catch a little bit of a recap we did on our weekly recap on Friday, I am going to just do a small clip of the press conference that we all had to cry through last Thursday. Hold on one moment.
Harmony Montgomery say they now have evidence which suggests that the 5-year-old girl was murdered back in 2019. Christina Rex has the latest from Manchester.
This is the last place where investigators did a big search. It's the Union Street apartment here in Manchester, where Harmony's father and his wife once lived. And now investigators say because of evidence they discovered, any hope that Harmony may be found alive is lost. Fighting back tears, the Manchester police chief delivers tragic news in the case that has gripped his city, the state, and the country.
Harmony's a sweet and innocent child who deserves to be brought home to her family and friends.
A dream that is no longer possible because of what investigators call biological evidence they've recently confirmed.
All of these efforts have led us to conclude that Harmony Montgomery was murdered in Manchester in early December of 2019.
Police have searched multiple previous homes, hoping to find evidence that would lead them to Harmony. Most recently, they were seen bringing in and removing a refrigerator from this biological evidence they'd recently confirmed.
All of these efforts have led us to conclude that Harmony Montgomery was murdered in Manchester in early December of 2019.
Police have searched multiple previous homes, hoping to find evidence that would lead them to Harmony. Most recently, they were seen bringing in and removing a refrigerator from this Union Street apartment where Harmony's father and his wife once lived.
At this point, while Harmony's remains have not yet been located, we do have multiple sources of investigative information, including just recently confirmed biological evidence that have led us to this difficult and tragic conclusion.
Adam Montgomery is currently in jail for allegedly assaulting Harmony and for unrelated gun charges. He had custody of the little girl when she disappeared in 2019, but she wasn't reported missing for 2 years. Nobody has been charged with her murder, and investigators say there are still people they know have information that have yet to come forward.
Do it for this little girl who's on the screen. The time is now. Time to step up and do the right thing.
And you can see here, people are still leaving flowers in memory of Harmony in this area where she once lived. And police are still asking for the public's help. If you have any information that could help them, you're asked to call the tip line. The number's there on your screen. It's 603-203-6060.
And I got the tip line on the banner too. Okay, I missed, like I said, I watch these press conferences over and over. You know I do. Nobody disagrees about this case. That's one thing, hands down. You know, when we discuss Summer Wells, people have different theories. Dawn wasn't home. Dawn was home. Kylie Rodney, all over the place. Hell, we don't know. Nobody disagrees on this case. Adam killed her. Kayla's been covering it up.
Yeah.
One, both, or the other. I mean, that's pretty much the only discrepancy you're going to have. We all agree. We all agree CPS epically failed. The judge
It's a piece of crap.
The judge should never have been a judge in any family court anywhere in this damn country. Nowhere.
Nope.
And I want to know, and I can't find out, when this went down, did he take an early retirement or was that planned? I have looked his name up everywhere, and I see no headline, nothing anywhere that he had plans to retire. Nowhere. Did he take an early retirement because this came down the pike?
Oh, interesting. And you know what? It makes me wonder about his other settings, his rulings, whatever you want to call it.
Maybe that's why he suddenly retired. I don't see anything that he had a planned retirement. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. Because what if they open up all the other decisions?
Exactly. And that just occurred to me.
Nope, you're 100% right. Because, like I said, I have looked and looked and looked, and I don't see anything where they have to replace a judge because he's retiring. I think when this came down the pike, he got the hell out of Dodge.
It would make sense.
So we hear the Attorney General talk about biological evidence they found at the apartment. Now, that I shouldn't say everyone agrees, because some people are like, Brooks, don't be so dramatic. There was nothing in the refrigerator. They took it just in case. All right, maybe, maybe not. All I'm saying is it's pretty damn haunting when they are removing an entire refrigerator from an apartment that Teardrop and Step Meth once lived in, with biohazard tape all over it.
It's sickening. It is sickening.
The FBI was out in the sewer, in the manholes, going through everything. I did hear the AG say, which I missed, and I've watched this twice, that they have evidence. I'm sure they've gone through phones and stuff. That's always a popular question, that she was murdered early December 2019. I swear they got that timeline from Step Meth's mom, because when she came out and was talking, she was adamant something about November 30th with Kayla. And then she goes, I would say December 6th, because it was days later that in the news, they said the timeline had changed. Seems that she knew.
She knew something. Something wasn't right in that week. And instead of saying something, she just covered it.
Now, I'm not going to say that she knew Harmony was missing,
No.
but I have a feeling
She
that
knew something.
all of this hit the airwaves. She started going down memory lane. Oh, damn, they're going to be asking me, she thought. Oh, God, when's the last time I even heard them talk about Harmony? Oh, my God. And in the meantime, Step Meth was collecting welfare benefits for Harmony.
Yeah.
That's what got her put in jail. But she's out on that. But they did catch her. She perjured herself twice to the grand jury. Here's the question. Why is Step Meth not in jail?
That's what I want to know. And, you know, we haven't heard anything about the stimulus money.
I
I'm
know.
wondering if those charges are coming. I hope so.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I agree. Because somebody around there got the stimulus money, and they
Yep.
would have gotten a check for Harmony.
And it wasn't chicken feed.
No. No. Dina said Step Meth knows something she has to. She damn sure does. A lot of people, they're not calling Step Meth the hero. They believe since she's not in jail, she cut a deal. I'm going to tell you why I don't think she did. And again, we agree to disagree in here, right? We have a conversation. It's like, I see what you're saying. I mean, really, we do. That's why I absolutely love chatting with you guys. She sat in jail. The reward is like $150,000, probably bigger than that now.
Probably.
Now, those of you that have been following the channel and know how, I talk about true crime, rewards, they don't blow my hair back. Polygraphs, I don't really care, because lots of innocent people have failed polygraphs. Lots of guilty people have passed them. I don't get too much into that. Rewards, well, we remember Car Wash James in Indiana. He's still waiting on his reward, and he's the one that turned in Casey and Vicky White. Rewards do not make guilty people talk, and a lot of times not even their associates. Sadly.
That's true.
In the case of Breasia Terrell, now some fishermen came across her remains. As far as I know, they never got the reward. But I guarantee somebody around Henry Dinkins knew what he was doing to Breasia Terrell and kept their mouth shut. That $15,000 FBI reward meant nothing to them. So here we have Harmony Montgomery, $150,000, even more probably now. They went to Kayla and they said, you could get part of this reward if you tell us what we need to know. Meaning, hey, roll on Teardrop. Where is Harmony? But she wouldn't do it. She sat in jail for January, February, March, April, 5 months.
Mhm.
All she needed was $5,000. $5,000's a lot of money. This reward would have definitely covered it. All she needed was $5,000 cash because they weren't going to let her do a bail bondsman thing. That told me a lot. And also, it's kind of a flimsy charge. Welfare fraud? Hell, you'd have jails everywhere. Anyway, she could have easily gotten out of jail, said nothing. We have a recorded phone call between her and Teardrop Sr., that's Teardrop's dad, where she said, I still love him and I'm not going anywhere, meaning she's not going to say anything. Who do you think let the FBI know that Harmony at one point was in that apartment deceased?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Unless maybe their kids. How old are their kids?
That's what I was wondering too. There are older children, but at the time, here's the thing. I don't know when exactly they lived in this apartment. Okay, they lived in the house. I'm going to show that in a second. They lived in the house in the fall of 2019. Stepmeth's mother tells us that they were kind of living in their car around Thanksgiving time. So Harmony was murdered the first week of December. So sometime after Christmas, because they were, according to Stepmeth's mom, they were still kind of living on the streets. So sometime after that, they would have gotten this apartment. So Harmony would have had to have been deceased in that apartment. I know it's hard to wrap your mind around. So I'm thinking that the older child, would have been 2 or 3 at the time. If anybody knows, I really want to know. Now, I know a lot of people say they're too young to know, they're too young to tell. You'd be very surprised what a forensic child psychologist can get out of a child. You'd be very surprised. Even a 2 or 3 or 4-year-old, you'd be shocked. And that was a comment that was brought to me. They said, I think it's one of the other kids.
Can you imagine? Oh my God, what trauma. Them poor babies.
I mean, it could be. I'm not saying that it's not, because it's not like a 2, 3, 4-year-old would relay to a forensic child psychologist. Yeah, I didn't see Harmony after Thanksgiving. I wondered where she was. And then we went to this new apartment. No, I mean, they're not talk like that, but they have a way of, they can point things out. I just keep thinking that Kayla didn't turn on him because they would want to know where Harmony is. And they're still looking for Harmony. So yes, she was murdered, but she's still missing.
Right.
New Hampshire is not a death penalty state, last I heard.
Well, that's a shame.
Fun to ski. 1, 2, and 3-year-olds. That's what I believe. And again, forensic child psychologists can get information out of children. They're not going to be on the stand and testify or anything like that, but enough to get a search going at this apartment. Because through checking all the records and everything, they would see that they had another residence after Harmony was murdered in December. I don't know why, I don't know why they would just go and just tear that apartment up just because, you know?
Yeah. Especially if it was after she was missing.
Uh-huh. Because remember, they were digging up the backyard of the other home. They had like, ground heaters and stuff out there.
I don't know.
Corinne said, I think the uncle or stepmeth's kids. That's what I'm wondering too. Because if it was stepmeth, they would have Harmony. She would have some inkling, some idea. That's why I think about Teardrop, because the ladies' man he is, everybody wants to live with Harmony. He meets another girl. So him and stepmeth are over. He meets another girl, and they're living in the car together. Because when he was arrested New Year's Eve, what a date, she was living in the car with him. Well, she dies in a motel last spring. I still think she knew something, not directly, not involved, but there could have been some little tidbit of something that Teardrop could have mentioned somewhere he used to go a couple of years ago, where he lived, where he was looking at living, where he hung out. But those secrets went with her.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, so this is the latest. Child Protective Services in Massachusetts spoke out. They are really the ones that dropped the ball. They did not tell anyone in New Hampshire that they had given, even against what the social worker recommended, the judge still gave Harmony to Teardrop. Do not forget that Teardrop had just gotten out of jail. Hey, people can reform. They can turn around. Teardrop is also under suspicion for a murder in 2008 in Lynn, Massachusetts. The family of the victim have said, who the hell's calling me? The family of the victim have said that they want Harmony's case pursued before they reopen their loved one's case. These are really, really awesome people.
Really good people.
So it's really Massachusetts that dropped the ball, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But New Hampshire did not follow up 100% correctly on the reports that were made to them. Everybody failed Harmony.
Everybody.
Except for her little brother, Jameson, and the two gentlemen that adopted him. They wanted to adopt Harmony too, but they couldn't because Teardrop, who could mess up a wet dream, had gotten involved. So let's get to what, it's not going to overwhelm us or anything. Let's get to what CPS has to say.
Mishandling of Harmony.
Wrong screen. This is going to make you mad, Susan. Are you sitting down?
I am. And I'm bracing for it.
Okay.
Harmony's case here in Massachusetts triggered a scathing report from the state's Office of Child Advocate. Tonight, the Department of Children and Families has called this, quote, recent development tragic and horrifying. As 5 Investigates first reported back in January, a Massachusetts judge granted custody of Harmony to her father, Adam Montgomery, back in 2019. That ruling came despite his lengthy criminal record and without what's called an interstate compact, or ICPC. Now, that's an agreement that would have ensured communication and services were in place when she moved over the border to New Hampshire. In May, the Child Advocate blasted how the case was handled, finding that Harmony's best interests were not prioritized by DCF or any of the parties involved in her custody case. That none of the attorneys, including the one representing the little girl, presented information about her special health needs. And that DCF never properly assessed her father as a caregiver. He had spent just 40 hours with his daughter. Now, tonight, the Child Advocate tells 5 Investigates there is still work to do, especially in terms of cooperation between the states during custody cases.
is that everyone needs to agree that no child crosses state borders unless there is a full ICPC review. And that, I know that there have been discussions on the part of the Child Welfare Agency commissioners, but we have not yet gotten to the point where there is agreement. Then that is how we're going to proceed.
Now, Maria Masitis did give DCF credit for making changes even before her report was released. As for the trial court, they have created a working group, including judges and other stakeholders, to improve practices regarding the custody of children.
Yeah.
Yeah, kiss my ass.
40 hours.
40 hours, it comes out, that he spent reunifying with Harmony.
He was in jail. Of course he was going to behave.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow. Ugh. They're all just covering their asses. Trying to get in front of it. And it just pisses me off to no limit.
The judge, and no, I am not doxing him. He is he was the judge. Judge Mark Newman. I am dying to find out if he was set to retire before, or if he decided that he wanted an early retirement and buy his boat when all this came down. Because he cannot be too happy with his decision-making skills on the bench, knowing that they're talking shit all over his state about him and in New Hampshire and really all over the country. And they're already making huge changes in Massachusetts and New Hampshire because of Harmony Montgomery. That is the only good thing that can come of this. That's the only silver lining. She still did not deserve any of this, because I can't think of one shining moment in this little girl's life except for the time she spent with her little brother.
And she had a good foster family.
Yep. And she could have been with
adopted by them too.
Yep.
But he still gets his pension.
That's why he retired.
My ass.
Because I think when all this came out, Susan, I could be wrong, but I got to find out, because it's really, I got an itch I can't scratch. You know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
If he took an early retirement, that spells guilt.
Yep.
That means other children were like. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, if he retired, instead of being taken off the bench, so they say, there could have been repercussions. Now, his opinion of a case, I don't think would get him criminal charges, but hey, who knows? But he could have lost a lot if he was a disbarred judge.
Yeah, because he wouldn't get his pension if he was disbarred. I really want to know.
Welcome to Banfield.
That might be the next show. Hang on, Lauren's back. She said, Brooks, I'm back. Darned work meeting. Work gets in the way of our chat time.
That's no excuse.
I know. And this breaks my heart, Misty. Harmony is going to save other kids, but not one person was willing to save Harmony.
That's the sad truth. That's the sad, sad truth.
Bullhorn, you're right. Politics over life. Yep. And yes, I know other creators have talked about Harmony Montgomery. We've been talking about Harmony since January. So if you want to check out some of the other videos we've done on Harmony, you're more than welcome to. So a lot of people have wondered if maybe the uncle was the one that gave the tip that she may have at one point, in one form or another, been in the apartment. I'm not cool with the uncle. I can't stand Monday morning quarterbacks, and I can't stand people in these cases like Allie, like Jody Sue Brown, and like the uncle here, that come out after the fact. A child's missing, now murdered in Harmony's case, and they've got all the details.
Oh, yeah. Where were them details when it could have saved her? Oh.
Hang on, what's this? Where did the comment about a deep dive go? Isn't this about finding a baby? You're in here. I haven't deleted any comments. What the hell's going on this week? All right, so this is about the uncle. Hang on.
A second arrest in the Harmony Montgomery case. This time it is the stepmother of that little girl. Kayla Montgomery is charged with welfare fraud for allegedly hauling in 2 years of food stamps money, all while little
I had the wrong screen up.
Okay.
Welcome to Banfield. A second arrest in the Harmony Montgomery case. This time it is the stepmother of that little girl. Kayla Montgomery is charged with welfare fraud for allegedly hauling in 2 years of food stamps money, all while little Harmony was missing. Police say Kayla and her then husband, Adam Montgomery, were claiming Harmony as a dependent, even though the 7-year-old wasn't living with them. Kayla told police last week that during those 2 years, she believed Harmony was living with her biological mother, Crystal Sorey. Kayla believed that because she says back in November 2019, when she was still living with her husband and Harmony's dad, Adam Montgomery, Adam left with the little girl and said he was driving her down to Massachusetts to be with her mom. But that mom, Crystal Sorey, said she never took custody of Harmony and, in fact, hadn't seen her daughter since April of 2019.
So, do we not see the adults in Harmony's life were culpable?
Absolutely. And were they living in the apartment at that time?
That was in the house. That was in the house. So, this is where now Crystal, the biological mother, put herself out there as the hero, really, doing everything she can to save Harmony, backfired on her really quick. Even in the governor's report, her claims were not just disputed, but disproven. They were like, no, we tried to call you, Crystal, and you didn't answer. Her biological mother did not return calls from CPS. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I know. What? It's insane.
More than 6 months before.
Oh, before I forget. So when Crystal says that she saw Harmony, this is kind of a vague term. She didn't take her to the park or spend a day with her. They FaceTimed on Easter. She had a basket and said, next time I see you, you're going to get this. All right, so that was Easter of 2019. What's after Easter? Okay, so we have 4th of July, Halloween, Thanksgiving,
Mother's Day,
Christmas. Yeah. Harmony's birthday. We have all of these things for 2 years. Next time I see you, you're going to get this basket. And then that's her report. That was the last time she saw her. And some people are very sympathetic to Crystal because she had an addiction, went to recovery, and got herself better. I'm not as empathetic to Crystal.
I'm not either. I'm glad she's clean. God help her. I hope she stays clean. But she failed that baby first.
Yeah.
Why didn't she send out a welfare check? Call the police.
She said she did, and they ignored her. The governor's report says totally different. Are there cracks in the CPS system? You damn right. Why did she ignore their calls? Somebody said, well, maybe her phone was off. Maybe she had a new number. I don't know.
So where did Adam bring his daughter? And is that story even true? Nobody knows. And that's the reason Adam was arrested on Tuesday. He's charged with second-degree assault, interference with custody, and endangering the welfare of a child.
So far, he has refused to tell police where his daughter might be. And as of right now, the last time anyone has seen Harmony.
Look at the screen, Susan.
No, I
Get
just want to punch him. I want to punch him hard.
Get a drink of that. Drink it up. Lap it up. This is the last thing Harmony Montgomery had to see. This is the man that women live in cars with. This is the man that stood in front of a judge after only 40 hours of reunifying with Harmony after getting out of jail for a violent crime. This is what we're dealing with.
And a suspect in a murder case.
Yep. God.
But yeah, he looks like somebody I'd really want to take home to meet mother. I don't get it.
God.
Was during a police visit to her home, a wellness check back in October of 2019. Adam's uncle, Kevin Montgomery, was worried about Harmony after seeing her with a black eye. He alerted the police that Harmony might be in danger back then. And Kevin Montgomery joins me live now. Kevin, thank you so much for being with me tonight. First, right out of the gate, have you...
Okay, good old Uncle Kev tries to present himself as try to do everything type of guy. I think this community, us as friends and that chat together every day, might see it a little different. Prepare yourselves, everyone.
Had any updates at all from police or family members on Harmony's whereabouts?
None.
Nothing at all? No one sharing
No.
any information with you?
Nope.
So
No.
tell me, what made you initially call the police on your nephew, on Adam? What was it that got you so worried?
So I won't get into details, but there was just things that raised an alarm with me. And I called the authorities. And I'll just be clear, I love the police. They're doing everything they can. First and foremost, DSS, or Family and Children's Services, failed my niece here. And that's why we're here today. If they listened in the first place, this wouldn't be happening. And my niece is out there. She has family that love her, aunts and uncles and grandmothers and great-grandmothers and grandfathers. And yeah, we just want her home. And I don't like the public. If you can't help the situation, please don't distract from what the people that are trying to help are doing. The words, the viciousness, everybody wants to be in this story but me. I want to be as far away from this story as I possibly can. But I can't. I have to be my niece's voice. And
Okay, now from what I understand, he did make an anonymous phone call to CPS. I don't know when that he witnessed this abuse on Harmony. Okay. Now, when CPS did their check and they went, from what I'm understanding, what was reported, they didn't see. My question is, when he saw this, we can't kidnap a child. Okay, we can't. That's called kidnapping. We can't grab a child. We can damn sure take a child that's just been injured, whether they fell off their bike or just got backhanded by his nephew, to ER. We can certainly do that. Nobody would get in trouble for that. Nobody would get in trouble for that at
Or
all.
call the police. Why didn't he call the police right then and there?
From my understanding is a CPS report was made, but it was later. So when they didn't see anything visual, but that is what Adam's in jail for. So I don't understand that. He's in jail for abuse on Harmony. Hang on. Amplify your advocacy. In your opinion, what sector of the child welfare system needs the most support? I believe the social workers, for sure. I think that they shouldn't have so many restrictions, as in minimum standard of care. You
Yeah.
go into a parent's home that is infested with cockroaches and you have one bedroom for 3 kids. I don't think they should be down with that. I think the minimum standard of care should change. And I think I wouldn't know how to do it, but we need more foster families. We certainly do. And the foster families need to be checked on more. But the thing is, there's so many amazing foster parents out there, but we only hear about the bad ones. We should hear about the bad ones to keep our eyes open. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
They overload those workers with too many cases. Way too many. And then when they have an opinion saying this child should not go back to the parents, you have a judge like Judge Mark Newman that says, no, the child belongs with her father.
40 hours.
And just out of jail. Yeah. What parenting skill did Teardrop learn in the clink?
Yeah.
I'll stay as relentless as long as my body will take, as much as it will take. I know there's a lot of support out there, but there's a lot of aggressiveness, and just back off.
Right.
Kevin, can I ask you if you've had a chance to talk with Adam, who is, again, he's your nephew, and Harmony is your grandniece, but have you had a chance to talk with Adam since he's been arrested, or even within the days around his arrest?
I haven't talked to him in years.
Tell me about that.
Okay, he hasn't talked to Teardrop in years, but he also hasn't seen Harmony, yet was an eyewitness to her abuse.
Yeah.
He does not need to be on the news. He's like, there's a lot of aggression out there. Because we as a society of people that believe children are a gift from God and deserve the utmost protection from us as adults, we're not down with this, dude. We're not like you. We're not the same.
We're pissed off and we're making it known. I have no idea.
I kind of want to keep the focus on Harmony here, please. I don't want to. That's my concern. The justice system, whatever happens, all that will take its course. I'm here to try to raise awareness of money with my GoFundMe page. And I just...
Okay, so...
Oh, fuck no. Hell no. Oh.
Don't you love it when someone that turned a blind eye... Now, he did call CPS. I don't know when.
He's going to make money off Harmony. I don't think so.
Well, yeah. He did call CPS. Like
Good
I said,
for him.
we don't
Why
know.
don't you call the police?
Because by the time they got to her, what they saw, I guess, wasn't what was reported. I'm not saying he was lying. I'm not saying he was lying. I think he waited too long. So he did. Now, guys, this was months ago. And he did. He started a GoFundMe page to help search for Harmony. But 2 years had passed.
Yeah.
And he's the witness to her abuse. I can't.
No.
I can't.
I am livid. Oh. Where's the money going?
Obviously not to a good cause because Harmony hasn't been found.
Yeah.
So I believe the GoFundMe page is down now that Uncle Teardrop was trying to gather funds for. But in these cases, when the heat gets turned up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They always say the same thing. We need to keep this about the victim. In this case, no. This isn't about me and what I failed to do. This isn't about my dirtbag nephew. we need to keep this about Harmony.
And
We
it sure isn't about Grandpa, who didn't even ask for photos of Harmony.
We are keeping it about Harmony. We are.
Oh.
I want to stick the focus on Harmony. I don't want this story to die. I don't want it to fizzle out. I want to talk about finding Harmony. Anyone out there that has seen Harmony, it doesn't matter if it was 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago, anything will help. Any information, any. Just imagine if it was your daughter, your niece, your granddaughter. People know, someone knows. Someone knows something. Someone saw something.
So, Kevin, let me ask you, because there is so little information and because Harmony has been missing for so long, the only thing anyone has to go on is what was happening right up until the time that Harmony disappeared. And so that's why some of these questions are, as uncomfortable as they are, they're necessary. In the police affidavit, you were very informative about some of the things that had happened to little Harmony before she went missing. And it was just heartbreaking to read the details that Harmony had been, I think one of the quotes is, bashed around the house by Adam, that she'd been forced to clean a toilet with a toothbrush, and that she'd been forced to stand in the corner for hours, to the point where she wet herself. And then there are big redactions, big black marks all through some of the things that you told the police. Can you fill in what those blanks are, Kevin? What were the other things that you said that have been blacked out?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Uh-huh.
What are the chances that he's suing CPS?
He hasn't filed a lawsuit. The only person that is supposedly suing CPS is BioMom Crystal in New Hampshire. No lawsuit filed yet. And again, I don't want her to get 1 cent of it. It needs to go to Jameson, Harmony's little brother. This is my problem, well, one of many, with Uncle Teardrop. So she said, they blacked all of this out. Now, I don't know if it's because it's too disturbing or if that was part of their report of things
Evidence, maybe,
that were unfounded.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But he doesn't remember. Not everyone has the memory of an elephant. They don't remember some things.
Maybe it's evidence that placed Kayla there when it was happening and she was involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
Could be evidence.
Yeah. But now he's playing the I don't remember game.
Oh, yeah.
Now, unless you have, God forbid, amnesia, something like, not amnesia. Well, yeah, I guess amnesia. Alzheimer's, unless you have something like that, God forbid, terrible diseases, people remember what is important to them.
Absolutely. And if it was enough to put down in black and white, he should be able to remember that if it was so traumatizing to him.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of shit. Look at all the stuff that's blacked out. Can you fill that in for us? I don't remember. We remember what's important to us. So then we go to this. Do you think he's the one that tipped off the FBI? He had a GoFundMe. He wants money. Maybe he said, I heard they had an apartment over there.
Maybe he is.
I don't know. I hope he doesn't get any part of this reward fund. I don't know.
I don't know what's blackout. I never seen those reports. I know what I said in the reports, and I stand that I said what I said. And I don't wanna mess up this investigation by giving out too much information. The police are working their tails off. I know they are. I talk to them often. And yeah, I talk to them often about any way I can help. any details I can remember, we try to go over, and it's just heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking.
Kevin, can I ask, in some of the history that we've been reading through and trying to piece together this mystery, you called the police in July of 2019 because you'd seen Harmony with a black eye. And then it's my understanding, was it you that called the police in October, just a couple months later? And if that was you, what was the circumstance that led to that call?
Correct. So that call it was my mother's house, and we wanted to go there and get some things that my mother wanted to retrieve and to check on the kids. And when we got there, we had to get a police escort when we got there to go in and get some of the things.
Can you tell?
Okay.
And was Harmony there then?
It came out later that he didn't actually call the police. Things could have changed. You know how it is in these cases. That he didn't actually call the police when he witnessed Adam teardrop
Round.
hitting Harmony. Adam is in jail for abusing Harmony, though. Okay, so it was actually, I believe, in the report that he contacted CPS later. I'll have to pull that up in a second. I don't want to say it wrong. And if I do,
Was
please.
Harmony there then when they went with the police?
Well, that was a separate occasion when him and his mom, they called for the police because they were worried about teardrop because he has violent tendencies. Yet you leave Harmony with him. How does that make sense?
It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm trying to put myself in that position. Not that none of my kids are violent, but my gosh, I'd call somebody. I'd have that child.
I'd stand there until somebody did something, or I'd take the child to the ER to be checked out. I mean, something would have to. Something would have to, especially if you witnessed it yourself.
Yeah.
But they call for protection. These adults, two of them, they call for their own protection against teardrop, but just kind of let the Harmony thing work itself out.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Tell me why and what it was that was so concerning that you would need a police escort to enter the home.
There was just conflict there. We had a falling out for whatever transpired previous to that. And so just the safest way for no issues was to just get someone there that can mediate the situation.
So in that visit with the police escort, did you see Harmony and did you see what condition she was in?
I did. She looked timid, but that's all I could say on that. I only got a brief look at her.
And was that the last time any other family member that you know of saw her?
At least my immediate family. I'm not sure about his other side of the family. I'm not sure. My immediate family on my side of the family, yes.
Did Harmony say anything to you on that last visit when you last saw her 2 years ago that might have been an indication that things were really bad in that home?
No, she didn't say nothing.
Was she allowed to talk to you?
I'm not sure. I didn't see anything to be said for her not to talk to me. I'm not sure.
And Kevin, what was the...
What?
She's timid.
She's timid.
Your policeman right there. You don't point it out. It makes no sense. You're scared.
Sense. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. He didn't give a shit.
No. He just wanted to get his shit and get out.
Yeah. We need the police to make sure Teardrop doesn't do anything to us. She was timid. Ashley Banfield's not having it.
Nope.
God bless her for doing this
Wasn't.
interview because she looks like she's about to spit nails.
Mhm.
She's sitting there. Were you allowed to talk to her? Is that the last time you saw her? You know she wants to ask all the questions, but she
Mhm.
can't.
You'll have police escort you, but there's none for her. After you've seen her being abused.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Loving uncle.
Mm-hmm. And you notice how he's wringing his hands. He's nervous
Mhm.
because this is not going the way he wants. He
Uncomfortable.
thought he was going to give the, oh, I'm so sorry, Uncle Teardrop. You did everything you could.
Yeah.
Those dastardly, that system, I can't believe it. Let us donate to your GoFundMe. No.
Not one red cent.
Condition of the home. What did it look like when you went in there? This is the home where, you know, this little child was last living at 5 years old.
It just, it wasn't well at all. It just wasn't well.
Can you be more specific?
Yeah, we rather not comment.
Of course not.
I know this is difficult for you. I know these questions are tough. I think everyone who's watching.
Can you be more specific? Can you
No. You might think badly of me.
I'd rather not comment.
Mm-hmm.
You said, let's keep this about Harmony. What
Mm-hmm.
part of this, including you, Uncle Teardrop, is not about Harmony Montgomery?
Exactly. Deplorable. I don't have words. It's disgusting.
Mm-hmm. Kane said he didn't do his part to save this poor, beautiful baby girl, but wants money. Mm-hmm.
Amen, Kane. Amen. And I ain't having it.
Nope.
Jane just wants to get as much information as possible to piece together this mystery and hopefully lead to finding your niece and solving this awful mystery. There are more children, 3 other children by Kayla and Adam. Those would be half siblings of Harmony. Do you know where they are staying tonight?
Okay, now obviously not the baby. I'm still wondering if the other 2 half siblings didn't point the authorities in the right direction to get the biological evidence out of the apartment. This would be a case where the children saved Harmony. The half
That would be
siblings,
amazing.
her half siblings and her little brother Jameson, which is also a half sibling, who, if it wasn't for him crying for Harmony all the time, his adopted fathers wouldn't have been trying to make all this contact with Crystal, with Teardrop, everywhere to get a play date together. They wanted Harmony in Jameson's life. He had a very hard transition not being around Harmony.
I love him.
Because both Adam and Kayla are now in jail. To our knowledge, are not able to make bond. Adam obviously facing these related charges, not to her being missing, but child abuse and neglect. And Kayla now facing charges for fraud, for still collecting the food stamps for the last 2 years, even though Harmony's been
Hey,
nowhere
Brooke,
to be
you're
seen.
echoing.
What's that?
You're echoing.
Oh, I didn't have myself paused. Sorry. Muted.
3 other children by Kayla and Adam. Those would be half siblings of Harmony. Do you know where they are staying tonight? Because both Adam and Kayla are now in jail. To our knowledge, are not able to make bond. Adam obviously facing these related charges, not to her being missing, but to child abuse and neglect. And Kayla now facing charges for fraud, for still collecting the food stamps for the last 2 years, even though Harmony's been nowhere to be seen. Where are their 3 other children tonight?
So from what I believe, only from a news interview from the mother, Kayla's mother has them.
Kayla's mother. So is that a safe environment? Do you know anything about her?
No, I don't ever remember meeting her mother, but it could have been once, but I'm not sure.
Did you have any concerns about Kayla? I know you had your concerns about Adam, you called the police, but did you have any concerns about Kayla?
Kayla and what? Did I have any concerns about Kayla?
What do you mean, Kayla, and what? Did you
Yeah.
have concerns about stepmeth? Look at her.
He's hee-hawing around. Something's going on. He knows something.
Did you have any concerns about Kayla? What do you mean? Like concerns as in what? Are you kidding me?
Her interaction, perhaps?
He didn't say, look, I never met her. I never met Kayla. That would be easy. He would know that answer out of everything he doesn't remember or doesn't feel like talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
He would know that.
Him hanging around. He knows something.
How do you mean? What? And Lisa said, I think stepmeth should be an accessory to murder. I'm not going to be surprised if that's not a charge we don't see in the next few months. The hell? And why is his face so damn itchy? What's going on there?
Yeah.
Are there bad allergies in
I noticed it myself.
January in New Hampshire? Why'd he even go on there then? If he doesn't know anything, he can't explain what was redacted from the report. Can't give his opinion on stepmeth, but mentions he has a GoFundMe so that he can help find Harmony. No.
Wonder if he was paid for this interview.
News Nation doesn't pay.
Well, mark that off.
Don't worry, I wondered the same thing, my friend. People like this don't do anything for free.
What?
And how she treated Harmony and what Harmony's circumstance was living with her?
I just don't want to.
I know it's difficult, but it's important information. You know, when people are trying to figure out where to look, where to think, what clues might have been going on before she disappeared.
I understand that, but that's my purpose. That's my purpose, is to raise awareness on how to find her, who might have seen her, and that question has nothing to do with where Harmony may or may not be today.
Oh my God.
Can I ask you this difficult question, Kevin? And I think it's imperative because the way you're speaking, it sounds like you believe that Harmony is still alive. I think everybody wants to know if, you know, people who knew Adam or people who know Adam, and certainly that's your nephew, if you think he may have killed her.
I would not answer that. I'm holding out hope that we find and bring Harmony home safe.
What's in your gut?
My gut tells me there's always hope until you tell me there's no hope left to have.
I know this has been a tough night for you, all things considered, the weather as well. But Kevin Montgomery, thank you so much. I know you're raising money for the reward money for your GoFundMe. Let's hope that we can find your little grandniece. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe.
Kiss my
Why
ass.
is he protecting Kayla? Why is he protecting Kayla?
Let's ask everybody in chat. Our friend Susan just presented quite the question. Why is he protecting stepmeth? Why was he evading the question? Did you have any suspicions about her? That would be a good day, right? To say, oh, yeah. Oh, you bet. He didn't say I don't know her. He starts wringing his hands and scratching his nose and all that stuff.
Eyes closed the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
What did him and stepmeth have going on that he can't roll on her?
Makes you wonder.
He's sitting there telling everybody what a dastardly person his own nephew is. But even with the picture that News Nation just at the right time put on the screen of methed up stepmeth, he's sitting there. Well, I can't say. He acts like the authorities have told him not to say anything. Cat was already out of the bag. They were already in jail. We'd already seen them.
He's protecting her, in my opinion.
Little protective. Now, mind you, his own nephew, I saw this. This is about Harmony. I've got to GoFundMe. I'm raising money to help search for her. All of that stuff. When it came to stepmeth, he isn't quite sure what to say. Tiny Dancer said maybe she's his drug connection. I wouldn't be surprised. No, Ashley wasn't buying it. And I don't know how she kept her composure, because I'm telling you, neither me or Susan could.
Mm-mm. He's protecting her. She's protecting him. Huh. Puts things in a little bit of perspective. I wonder if he was partying with them and that's how he witnessed it.
I will bet you $1 to a donut that certainly went down. Solo says, welcome to the channel, Solo. He needs people to think Harmony could be found so he can keep scamming money out of people. Uh-huh.
I'll agree.
Don't think you're going to see any pictures anywhere on the internet or in the local newspapers of Uncle Teardrop out combing the woods or anywhere around looking for Harmony, or taking whatever money he raised to get a place like a water team or something like that. Don't think he reached out to Adventures with Purpose and said, we have water around here. My niece has been missing for 2 years. No, Vicky, no one protected Harmony.
Not one person.
No. Not one, except for the kids. Jameson screaming for her, gets the adopted fathers making calls. Let's get these kids together. Where can we send Harmony presents? And they're getting all these answers. Haven't seen her. And now it makes sense to me. I'm not saying this is what happened, that the half siblings could have said something that got them interested in the apartment. The apartment where they pulled up. What all did they pull up, Susan?
The floorboards?
Yeah, they were down in the manholes. They were there for several days.
Yeah. I don't even want to think about that. That poor baby.
Well, the search I'm about to play right now, clips of it, are what led to the investigation being reclassified from missing to homicide. Brianna, remember, you guys were also not dealing with real smart people. I can't really judge their intelligence, IQ. I think they have enough in their enough chemicals in their system. You wouldn't get a really good reading on how good they did in school. I know that what we're dealing with, though, is the worst of the worst in our society, and that is people that abuse children.
New tonight in the Harmony Montgomery investigation, we're getting a good look inside the Manchester, New Hampshire apartment where police seized evidence in that investigation earlier this week. Boston 25 was there as FBI and local police recovered a refrigerator and other items from the apartment on Union Street, where Harmony's father and stepmother briefly lived. Boston 25 News reporter Bob Ward toured the apartment today. He joins us live from Manchester Police headquarters with more. Bob, you saw the specific locations in that apartment that had the attention of investigators here.
Yeah, that's right.
1 second. I need to reply to this comment. Wake and Bake. Who is Kelsey Smalls in this case? Is she related to Stepmeth? No. She, after Teardrop and Stepmeth split the sheets, okay, so they broke up. Can only imagine what ended that love affair. Stepmeth moves on. Teardrop meets Kelsey, and they were living in the car. They were in the car when Teardrop was arrested. She went to a recovery program. I don't know if when she got out she relapsed, but she was found dead in a motel room last spring. This is a case that you'll never get off your mind.
Carrie, the apartment itself is very, very small. It's a one-bedroom unit. But today, we could clearly see the kind of evidence that police seized in this massive search. 644 Union Street, apartment number 2, Manchester, New Hampshire. This is where Adam and Kayla Montgomery, Harmony Montgomery's father and stepmother, once lived. It was the focus of a massive police search on Tuesday. Today, the current resident, a woman we'll call Ginger, let me inside to see the apartment.
It's heartbreaking to be in the apartment that you think something might have happened in. You're crying for like days, so just.
This has impacted you.
Definitely.
The apartment itself is a small one-bedroom. It's being repaired, but we can clearly see the pieces that police collected as evidence and took away. In the kitchen, there's a new refrigerator in place. The previous refrigerator was seized as evidence.
That fridge is supposedly a newer fridge. It wasn't there when they were here. A lot of the stuff the maintenance man was telling me was not here when they were there. There's 3 other tenants before me.
There is extensive flooring that's been removed too, in the kitchen, in a hallway, and into the bedroom. Just to be clear, this was carpet before.
Yep.
It's gone.
Mhm.
And there was tile over there
Mhm.
off the kitchen, and that's got to be replaced.
Yeah.
And in the bedroom, a ladder stands in the closet where a worker has been trying to rebuild it. It appears police were very interested in this closet.
Closet was just all ripped out.
So they took things out of the closet.
They took my stuff out of the closet, and then they took the walls of the closet. And there was a shelf and a bar, that's all gone. So they just came in and redid it.
In 2021, Adam Montgomery was arrested here at Union Street several times, charged with criminal mischief, stalking Kayla, and resisting arrest. Harmony Montgomery was last seen.
Sorry, but the stalking, Kayla, I LOL over that.
Yeah.
Now, there
Yeah.
was a neighbor, the one that said, and I don't know if it's on Union Street or from the rent house they were in the fall of 2019, that said Teardrop seemed like a doting father. But he did say, and I don't want to go down this street, that Stepmeth was being controlled or any sort of, domestic violence, brainwashing going on. But he did say that he kept his thumb on her. Let me say that. Stalking Stepmeth. Yet Stepmeth, when she speaks to Teardrop Senior,
She's
Adam
selective.
She said she is his ride or die.
Yeah.
He's in for the long haul. She still loves him. Good God.
And let me get this right. She called police and got a order of protection for herself. Why didn't they do that for Harmony?
Isn't that the shits in these cases?
Mm-hmm.
Look at Don and Candace Wells. Candace will call 911 because YouTubers are at the bottom of the driveway. She'll call when, her and Don get into a tussle, whatever you want to call it, because we don't even know what the hell goes on between those two.
I don't know.
We take our sweet ass time getting the authorities when we can't find our daughter.
Yeah.
Same with Stepmeth. Same with Uncle Teardrop and Grandma Teardrop. They call the police. They need police to escort them because he's
covered.
But the kids can fend for themselves in these cases.
And that's the truth of the situation.
In November or December 2019, the current resident never met the Montgomerys, but like many, she cannot stop thinking about Harmony and what might have happened here.
It's breaking my heart.
This is breaking a lot of hearts here in New Hampshire and really all across the country. Now, all of that evidence that was taken out of that apartment was taken off-site where it'll be analyzed later. Now, I reached out to Manchester Police. I reached out to the New Hampshire Attorney General's office. They are not talking about the search this week on Union Street. In fact, they're not talking about this investigation publicly at all. Reporting live from Manchester, New Hampshire, Bob Ward, Boston 25 News. Carrie?
Public following this so closely, Bob. It's been pulling at all of our hearts. 25 Investigates also confirmed today that in addition to the searches we've been covering by police, New Hampshire Fish and Game have been assisting, dredging through waterways and woodlands. What does that say to you?
Well, it tells me that there's a lot going on behind the scenes in this investigation to try to find Harmony wherever she is right now. Hopefully she's alive, but as more time goes on, we just get more worried. So it just all tells me, Carrie, that so much work is being done on this case. A lot of attention is being focused on finding Harmony.
All hands on deck. Bob Ward, live in Manchester, New Hampshire. Thank you, Bob.
So that was a 1-bedroom apartment for 5 people.
Now, I believe at that time, Stepmeth just had the baby. The other children were living with her mom. Don't quote me. I could be wrong. Still, they don't care. They'll they're not gonna be like, oh, the boys can bunk together and Princess has her own room. No, they wouldn't care. They could have 10 kids. They'd all be stacked up in one room.
Yeah. But if the kids were living with grandmeth, how could they have told them anything about Harmony in that apartment?
Visits, they were seeing their mother and things like that.
Just trying to get it straight in my mind.
Oh, I know. And it's a lot to keep straight. Just imagine when the charges come out and we see the affidavit, probable cause, whatever, for these two. I have a feeling we're going to hit the damn ceiling. We're going to be so mad.
Well, if Adam gets his way, we won't see any of it because he wants it sealed.
Yep, he wants it sealed. He wants the body cam turned over to his attorneys because I guess they want to make sure he was read his Miranda rights. Piss on that. I know what's going on. This public defender just has to make sure he crosses his T's and dots his I's because he does not want, with everything else that's gone on, him to get another attorney down the road when people aren't, talking about the Harmony Montgomery case and they go, oops, we have a technicality and we don't want that to happen either.
Definitely don't want that to happen.
Nope. It just irritates the hell out of me. Okay, one bad seed is one thing, but what we have here is a bad family on both sides.
A whole orchard.
Yeah. PJ, they all failed. PJ, they all failed. You are 100% correct. They all failed.
Other than the Foster family and Jameson, they can all kiss my ass.
On both sides, my friend. On both sides. Well, I'm going to start shutting this down. It's been about, well, I kept you guys an hour and a half. I kind of have a general rule. I don't, I try to do like an hour, hour and a half. And I've been noticing, I've been kind of keeping people like 2-3 hours. I'm like, oh man, I can't do that. But I'm going to shut this down and make sure you hit the remind all button. We're going to be live back here in a few hours talking about developments in the Kiely Rodni case. Are you going to be here, Susan?
I will be somewhere. If I'm not up here, I'll be in the chat.
After all this, we might all need a nap because it is just horrific.
I need something.
Oh, we might need a stiff drink the next time we have to talk about Harmony, but it will happen. So I will see you guys back here in a few hours. Thanks for being awesome and coming in and always having a great discussion. See you guys. If I don't see you over in Discord or in the Facebook group, then I'll see you back here in a few hours talking about Kiely Rodni.
Take care, guys.
Have a good lunch. Bye-bye.
Bye.